Been slacking on my what have I been my mini review episodes. So this one's gonna be a longer one. I just have a lot, and some of these also might be like kind of rambly because I watched these movies weeks ago, and I didn't post a video or talk about them in the video. So I guess we'll start. What should we start with? God, I don't even know. Well, actually, let me grab one more title I'm missing here from the stack. Alright. I guess we'll just start with West Side Story because the Oscars happened, so it's stuck recently. So as I'm posting this, it happened yesterday, so why not talk about this? I immediately bought this day one at Target that it came out, went down there like 9 o'clock in the morning, went down there, bought this, came home, and had to go get dressed and go to work. It was a weird day. It was a long day, but it was, and then I'd worked like 11 to 5. It was a long shift, just because the day just moved slow. And I immediately came home, popped this in, watched this before I went to bed, and it's it's kind of a hard movie to watch because it's long. I mean, it's almost three. It's about 2 hours 40, something like that. So it's kind of long, ish. But I really want to watch it because I'll be honest. I really love the original movie. The music has stuck with me for multiple years. Like, I've only seen the original twice in my entire life. Almost 19 years of it. Right? So I've only seen the movie twice, but those songs stuck with me. You know, when you're a jet, all the way from your first cigarette to your last dying day. So when this movie's coming out, I'm a huge Steven Spielberg fan, and I went in not expecting a very good movie because, like, Steven Spielberg's movies have been out of touch lately, and I love the original. So even though I've only seen it twice, so I went in, kind of had some negative thoughts about it going in, and I didn't like it that much. And I don't know what was wrong with me because this movie is so much better than the original. And it's little things like there's a song called "Cool" that is in both versions. The song "Cool" in the original is just a scene where they're dancing. That's the context of the scene. This version, they're fighting over a gun. Just little changes that improve small aspects about the story that are just so much better. The singing in both movies, the music in both movies is great, but this one specifically is so much better. The singing is more on point, it's more on key, it's all great. The cinematography, just all of this movie is great. Yeah, there's a couple weird things that don't work about it, but honestly, this is a better movie than the original. And anyone doesn't think so, either is just off their rocker, or they've watched the original when they were young, and they're like, yeah, they couldn't make a better one. I implore you to watch this movie if you haven't. The girl who played Maria, I'm forgetting her name. She should have been nominated for Best Actress, if not won. Screw Jessica Chastain. That was a weird pick, but yeah, she's great. Not to say I don't like Jessica Chastain. That Pacific win was just oddly justified. I don't understand that, but yeah. What's her name? If anyone knows the girl who plays Marie in this movie's name, I swear I know her name, but I'm forgetting it. So post in the comments down below. But yeah, there's that. I guess we'll go. I didn't finish the Meet the Parents trilogy a long time ago. Yeah, the sequels aren't as good. They're just not as funny. But the first one's a classic. The other two are just kind of whatever. But they do come together to make a decent little trilogy of movies that tie everything together by the end. And they talk about aging, and you meet all these characters that are kind of fun. I watched Hellboy a while back. Watched Hellboy 2 finally, which is a lot of fun. It's a great movie. Hellboy 2 is better than the original. It's more beautifully shot. The action and embraces the goofiness of the source material a whole lot more. It's a great film. Looked amazing in 4K. I was just surprised how good it looked in 4K. First one looked alright in 4K, but this one looked like fucking phenomenal. So there's that. Yeah, I just been watching a lot of my 4K movies as of late. Then I watched War of the Worlds in 4K, which is a Tom Cruise, Steven Spielberg movie. There's some beautifully directed sequences in this movie, but to me, this movie's always been kind of a slog to get through. I don't think the pacing is very good. The movie kind of has a washed out kind of look to it. I don't really like. And I get it, it's supposed to be gray because the world is coming to an end, War of the Worlds type shit, But it's just like, it kind of makes the movie ugly to look at, and I don't really like that. But it's a good movie, and it's one of Steven Spielberg's kind of underrated movies, I would say, because it isn't bad. It's definitely watchable, and it's got some good things about it. I watched Action Park because Jackass Forever is now on Paramount Plus. Really love that movie. So when I bought this, I wanted to watch it immediately, and I didn't do that for whatever reason. This is I don't like this. I like Jackass, but this is a movie about them in these amusement parks pulling off stunts, and it sounds better than it actually is. It's not very funny compared to the other movies. It feels like they try to tie too much of a plot into it, and that's not something I want out of this franchise ever. So that is unfortunate. So there's that. I watched Shooter. Shooter was a decent little movie. I can see why it's getting a 4K, because watching it, I kept looking at it going, man, this would look a lot better in 4K. I can see where that's happening. I still think that 4K release that they put out is kind of lazy, though. Just saying. Unbreakable. I watched that in 4K. This is a great movie. I forgot how damn good this movie, like the scene where the son pulls the gun and tries to shoot his dad. Like, I was like, oh shit. Like, I felt really tense watching that. I forgot how great the performance is and the story and the concept of this movie. M. Night Shyamalan's scripts are always weak, though, to be honest. Like, even in his good movies, they're weak. And this one has a really weak script to it. And it's kind of actually annoying how weak it is. But still, a really great movie. Very underrated movie. One of the best kind of superhero comic book movies. Even though it kind of isn't. It's honestly more of a drama, but, it's still kind of in that vein. I watched Angry Birds. I watched Angry Birds 2 in 4K, and it was mildly amusing. It was not as funny as I remember it being. It was a better left one-time watch, but I have it now in 4K. And actually, I don't know if it's still available, but for the longest time, this movie has been $6 on Amazon in 4K. It did take, 3 weeks to get to my house after ordering it, but $6 is actually a really damn good deal for this. So there's that. I watched The Lion King. I forgot how cinematic this movie is, and this movie looks amazing in 4K. The music is always amazing. Hans Zimmer score, animation is gorgeous, blah blah blah. But really, specifically, the 4K really did a lot for this movie, which I was surprised about, because I watched Little Mermaid in 4K, and I saw it was enhanced, but not enough to where I say, if you have a budget and you're debating on getting a 4K, don't worry about the 4K, because it's honestly not that much of an improvement. I have it because I bought it cheap at a thrift shop for like $2 sealed. It's a good movie, and I like having the 4Ks for things, but it's just like, if that was $30 in a store, I wouldn't have bought it. But this is a great movie, 4K. Beauty and the Beast, my favorite Disney animated movie. I'd say Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but if we're talking fully animated movies, Beauty and the Beast is number one. Classic movie, obviously. Beautifully animated, just music's great. My go-to Disney movie. This movie was enhanced by 4K, not enough to where, again, I think the 4K is a must-have, but if you have a choice between 4K and Blu-ray, I'd say grab the 4Ks if you can afford it. But if you're really I don't know, then don't even worry about it, honestly. I watched Jay and Silent Bob, the original, and that was great. Like, it was so funny. I really loved it. It's probably my second favorite Kevin Smith movie. I mean, Chasing Amy's number one. I really like that movie a lot. That's a fantastic, damn good movie. Because, Kevin Smith's other movies feel like they're kind of just fun, whatever movies. But like, Chasing Amy is actually about something. It's saying something. It's very powerful. I love that. But yeah, that's everything I watched. I know, kind of a long video, but I guess it's only 10 minutes, but still, very feels long to me. But I just want to go through these real quick, talk about these movies with you guys. Let me know your thoughts, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.